So yeah, I'll just keep talking about this stuff. So Midsummer Night's Dream, and I bet everyone here has seen the play more than more than a handful of times in your lifetime. Point and flex and point and flex, just because it's so delightful. It's probably one of the favorites of Shakespeare's plays. Let's come into either you're twisting with your knee raised or coming to half spinal twist. And I'm going to do what I didn't do at the beginning, is talk a little more about this theme. So you're turning and you're looking to the space behind you. I want you to stay hydrated while you're doing yoga. I want you to stay hydrated all day today, tomorrow, all weekend, but start hydrating now for the heat wave. Seriously, like start preparing now, because we don't want a heat stroke. We don't want anything like that. And I just want everybody to start out hydrated. That's going to help us a lot. So let's think of that. Let that be a theme for you today, a goal for you today. And you can wait till after class, whatever, and have a bunch of water afterwards. Well, I'm twisting, thinking about that. And then release, and we have the other side, okay? So I'll face you, have left foot over the other, and reach up and over. So with Midsummer Night's Dream, one of the themes in it is, love is like a madness. It's a type of madness, right? Sometimes there's just it's irrational, like who one falls in love with, okay? So love is a form of madness, and it is not rational. That's one theme that comes in. And then you've got a breakdown of human forms and non-human forms, this complete breakdown. And I think that works well with yoga, because we keep morphing into these, right now you're the sage, you are, we keep morphing into these different figures and celestial spheres and animals, okay? So let's come down. And I think when we can break down these human forms, that maybe in the process we become even more human when we come back to that. You go to Shavasana, you come out, you're back in this different metamorphosis, a different person, right? So let's go ahead and press the pelvis up. You're on your back, pressing up. Clasp your hands, come into bridge. So tucking shoulders underneath you, lifting, and imagining there's a line across the front of your body, and it's an elastic line, and it can be stretched. It can be lengthened. And breathing. And then lower, and when you lower, that elastic comes back to its original form. And holding onto your feet as the counter pose, stretching your low back. So this is important because it is very much like a squat. In squat and yoga is malasana. Mala is a garland. And in Midsummer Night's Dream, you have wreaths, wedding wreaths, and garlands of sorts. So this is a good preparation for squat, for malasana. Breathing in. Exhale. Okay. And then your feet are flat onto the mat, and you go side, windshield wiper, just getting right into your hip joints. And all of these poses paving the way for some of the whimsical poses that we'll see. I don't know. Are they whimsical? Maybe. And going back and forth. And back and forth. So from here, I'm thinking a strap. Even if you're pretty open, let's start with a strap. We'll do this twice. And maybe second time around, you'll say, oh, I don't need a strap. So coming into this, and we've got our strap, and we're going to loop the right foot. And I made a loop I really made a loop. So it's kind of nice to have sometimes I just don't make a loop, but today I'm thinking about a loop because of the way we'll work. And then left leg is extended, and you have the right hamstring stretch. Take a moment, breathing in and exhale. And maybe second time around you'll use a strap as well. You have that option, right? Let's take the leg out to the side. So you've got your right leg over to the right, stretching your inner right thigh and maybe even left hip flexor. Deep breath in and exhale. And then from here, you have your lotus, half lotus. So what I'm going to do is right hand is holding the loop. Right hand holding the loop around my right foot. My left hand will take hold of the foot, bring it a little closer in. When I lift my head, I'm going to use as much strap as I need to take my arm behind my head. And then I hang, okay? The more open you are, the less strap you need. The less open you are, the more of the strap. I'm demonstrating, and you can just hang. And what I'm hoping is that you created a sling. I like to hold left hand to right foot, so that helps alleviate some pressure with the right hand. The right hand is holding the loop, and then I don't have to work so hard with my right hand. And breathe in, exhale. So this pose, without a strap, it would be your right hand holding your foot and coming into this position, if you can imagine that, okay? Breathing in, exhale. This is the one that most of us really need the strap on. Left hand holding the loop, and you draw your right leg over to the left and extend your arm. If you want to go deeper, you bend your back knee, right hand reaching for left foot, and stretch. And breathe. So this pose, when we think of Midsummer Night's Dream, the play by Shakespeare, think of kind of the magic of the forest, also the enchantment of the forest, satyrs and centaurs and sprites and fairies. I'm also thinking mermaids because they're kind of magical and they appear in yoga. And look at this, sort of like you've got this, I don't know, to me it's like Pan, it's just, you're kind of magical here. Okay, you're going to release. Maybe don't feel so magical. Let's repeat. We're not going to hold as long. And what I'm doing is giving you the option of strap or no strap. You can do a combination, right? So same leg. Leg up in the air. Take a breath in. And exhale. Leg out to the side. So for some, it's exactly the same. You have your strap, and you're doing exactly the same thing, maybe a little more open. Breathing in. And exhale. Half lotus. Right hand holding right foot, or right hand holding the strap, lifting, using your helper hand, and you tuck your arm behind your head. No? Yeah, you tuck your arm behind your head, and breathing in, and exhale. Straight leg, come across a second time, same leg, keep your right shoulder down, and this time I'm not going to grab for my foot, I'm just going for the twist, breathing in, and exhale. And then back to center and release the legs. Okay, so left leg, and we're going to start out with a strap. It's kind of nice to do it twice, and I like that. So left leg up in the air, right leg is straight on the floor, and breathe. Stretching your leg, stretching your hamstring. Push up through the heel. And then we'll take the leg out to the side, stretching, keeping your hip down, inner thigh stretch. Push out through the heel. Nice. And then we come to half lotus. So your left hand holding the strap, left hand holding left foot and strap. And I forgot how to do it. And your right hand comes from behind. Your left hand holding strap, and your right hand can help bring the foot a little closer in. See, my hand is behind my head is reaching down. If you're very tight, you've got a long strap, that's okay. Breathe in. Exhale. Kind of whimsical, sleeping. This is called Yoga Nidrasana, the sleeping yogi, and you get your midsummer's night dream, the sleeping yogi dreaming about the midsummer, having a dream. And then let's take the leg across, right leg comes across, and as you come across, let's go ahead and take left hand, right foot, and being a little sprite-like, a little fairy-like here, and as you reach, you almost imagine yourself leaping in the air, and breathe. Exhale, try to get into your quad stretch. And back to center. So your choice, strap or no strap or combination, strap for some of the poses, holding your left foot. We repeat just one round of breath in each movement. Leg out to the side, get into the pose, and breathe. Continue holding the foot and taking your arm, your right hand is the upper hand, bringing the leg a little closer, using your strap if you need to, so it's the left arm that comes behind the head, and breathe. So your head doesn't have to work to come up, it can rest onto the arm. And then release and come across, your twist, extend, stretch your left arm, look over to your left, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Great. And then coming back to center and lowering your leg. Cool, that was good. And then we're coming up. Maybe you're like really relieved that's over with and in anticipation, what else is going to come your way? Alrighty, so come to sitting, and this one is fairly easy, especially after everything you did. You're going to go, wow, piece of cake. I just know it as kind of like a windshield wiper from seated position. It's really good for the hips. And I had a student who used to request this, Mark. And pre-pandemic, I haven't seen him because he doesn't like online yoga. Can you imagine? It's like when it's the only thing you got, you know. But anyway, so I'll see him again soon. But he would say, hey, friend, can we do the mermaid pose? I'm like, because there is a mermaid pose, which you're going to see. But no, this is what he meant. The mermaid pose. Okay, so next time your knees drop to the right, lift, turn. Your weight's going to be all on the right buttock. Shift your weight so you're center of your mat. If you were facing the screen, now you're facing the back of the mat. But because if you can get on your elbows, you're going to look down. If you look forward, you're crooking your neck. So you're going to look down. And then walk your hands over to the right. Walk over to the right and breathe. Deep breath in and exhale. Come up and go the other way. So you come back through center, go side, side, This is really good for the hip joints. It's like windshield wiper, but your seated position. Knees fall left. Turn, shift your pelvis more to the center. Hands press into the mat. Lengthen the spine. Elbows press down. And then walk, 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 walk. And twist. Good. And breathe. Wonderful lengthening. Relax your shoulders. Relax your forehead. And lift and reach up, extend. And then taking the soles of the feet together. Holding your feet, lengthen. Nice breath in. Exhale, lower your head. Bring your head towards your feet, stretching your back. Deep breath in and exhale. Again, a stretch that helps us with squats, with malasana, garland pose. Mm-hmm. And then coming up, and you'll stretch out the legs. Now we're going to go wide. So when you go wide, I'm thinking today the strap might be your best friend. Okay, just have it nearby, so you're wide. And you'll know, like if when you come forward, if coming forward is really, really tough for you, well, you might say, okay, this is where I go. Maybe you can come down a little more. Let's be here. Take a breath in. Exhale. Again, breath in. And exhale. Okay. Come over to one side. Reaching your arm. And instead of coming forward, you're trying to be more upright. Nice side bend movement. You could bend your elbow, taking your hand to the back of your neck. Elbow once dropped down. Keep your elbow up. I'm so happy that Joyce Major, I didn't think you were going to be here. I'm so glad you're able to come to class. And it's great. Reach up, inhale, and over. And again, your hand could be behind your head. If the elbow's dropping down, reach up and breathe. Nice. And come on up. Okay. So from here, you'll bend, this is my right leg. You're going to bend your knee, okay? Reach your right arm up. Right knee bent, right arm up. Bend your elbows so your palm is facing you. You can see your palm. And then you go under. So if you know that you can't connect your hands, okay, if you're like, oh, you should try first. Don't assume you can't. But you could have the strap nearby, okay? And right arm up, I'm going to come. And then in that case, you would reach the strap and twist left. But some of you can really reach and connect your hands. Ooh, maybe come over more and connect your wrist. You never know. And now it depends on you, okay? Keeping the knee bent is easier. Some of you can straighten the leg. It doesn't really straighten because my arm is under there. And breathe. Look up at the ceiling. Keep both sitting bones down. Okay. To come out, release the arm. My arm got stuck. And then let's do the other side. So you have your strap at a diagonal right beside your left hip, in case you need it. Bend your left knee. Take your left arm up. Reach up high. Get length. Maybe that's what you want to stay there. Or your palm is fingertips pointing down. You see your palm. Now that's going to go underneath. And again, maybe you've got hold of the strap or your hands connect. Some of you can really go deeply and you connect your wrist. I don't know. Right hand holding left wrist. And you're turning. You're looking up towards the sky. And breathe. It's a sundial. It's actually the sundial pose, okay? We're doing just this part of it. And then maybe you can straighten the leg too, in which case you come over a lot more deeply. Breathing in. Exhale. And then draw your leg back. Good. Free your hands. Okay. And just taking a moment to relax. We're going to bring the legs closer in and stretch it out. All right. Well, let's come to child's pose. I need my blanket. There it is behind me. We're going to first come to child's pose and have your, just your blanket normal, how you need it for child's pose, and stretch, feeling those opening movements. What is that? A good portion of your session, some opening movements, paving the way, right? Already having seen a few kind of magical poses, maybe. Breathing in. Exhale. And we're also going to come to frog. So in frog, I need my blanket more open. Okay, so for frog, I think of forest, where Midsummer Night Dream takes place, and I think of tree frogs and the magic of tree frogs, and you can be like a lime green, a dark green, whatever it takes for you to camouflage into your environment, and breathe, lower your head. One more breath here. And exhale. Hands help to push you up. Bring one knee in and then the other knee in. And do your cat-cow, just rounding into your back. And inhale, arch. And round. And inhale, arch. So guess what? Yes, we have a dog. There. You know what? Downward facing dog. There was a dog in the beginning of the play. There is a dog accompanying, what's his name? Accompanying Starvelin. I can't remember his name. So he's accompanying, and you're reaching back. Anyway, so you're a dog. You're here, pushing back and breathe. Hands are spread wide. And I know you'll just crack up, but yes, there is a donkey in the play, as Shakespeare refers to him as an ass. So you're going to have you're going to have a donkey as well. And we'll go there in a moment. And arch into upward facing dog. Have your toes extended. Breathe in. Exhale. And press back. So, donkeys, known for, let's come back and forth. You're going to go forward and back to child's pose. So donkeys are known for, I think first and foremost, we think of their stubbornness, right? They're like super stubborn. But also, they're known for their hard work, their diligence, their integrity, their humility, honesty. So, taking on these qualities here. And so I think mostly we tend to think of simplicity. The simplicity of the donkey. Okay? So guess what? In yoga you have, believe it or not, I'm not making this up, there are donkey kicks. Okay? And so donkey kicks. Usually they're done at the wall when you're trying to come up into a handstand. So see, some of you have that space and you're like, oh, I haven't done these in a while, run to the wall. You could do that. You could also do them from your mat. And if you've never done them before, because we usually don't do them, but you could you can watch for a moment. So basically, you bend one knee and you kick. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 3 on each side. One leg is very coordinated. One leg is usually not so coordinated. So I don't want you to jump up too high. Don't get yourself in a pickle and flip all the way over. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Come out. Soften your knees. Take your hands back by your heels and lower your head. It wouldn't surprise me if your heart's like going boom, 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 because it's a lot of effort to kick. We're going to come up again, and I'm going to kind of break it down a little more. And again, because like not everybody kicks. Some people are really afraid of this. I used to be really afraid of this because I didn't want to kick too much because I thought I'm going to go up and then I'm going to flip, and I'm not ready for that. If I'm at a wall, cool. You're in the middle. So here's what I have you do. Without a kick, I'm going to have you take one leg up and then down and bend both knees. And straighten the legs. The same leg comes up and then bend both knees. Do that with the other leg. One leg comes up, the legs straighten, and then bend both knees. And they kind of match. One foot still in the air. Straighten, kick one leg up. And that could be, come to knees again, that could be your donkey kick right there, okay? Once again, I'm going to have you watch it. I'm going to show you that one, and I'll show you the kick because I want you to really try it and put a lot into it. But I like that everything can be modified, right? If you don't mind watching, because I'm going to show it all. I'm going to show modified, regular, and then you'll see the wall. You'll see me at the wall, okay? So, modified. Downward facing dog. I lengthen, I bend both knees. And you could put a little more oomph into it because when donkeys kick, you don't want to be behind them, okay? You kick with energy and kick. Or you can go 1, 2, right? And then good, I get to watch you guys. 1, 2, and where's the wall? What I should really do is have my mat. I don't have my mat, but I think I'm okay. So now I do have I've got the wall, so I have a lot of confidence, and I can kick. I kick the wall. Did you hear that? Kick. And then you could kick the other way. Kick. Kick. Okay. Your turn. I get to watch you. And just do 2 on each side, whichever variation you like. And I'm out of breath. Good. Yeah, good, good. And you know, if you don't do these a lot, they feel really weird. They feel all stilted and, you know, you have to, it's like playful. I hope that it's work, but I hope it feels a little more adventurous. Okay, it's kind of cool watching all the legs come up high. And Margaret's like, I think I'll skip that one. It's okay. Yeah, it's a lot. You did it already. She's like, I did it already. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Those are good. That's really nice, Marguerite. Good, Badra. You did it already. Thank you. All right, so let's come out again. And let me see. I had to put you all on view here. And let me see, hold on. Muted? Yeah, okay, here. I don't know. Okay, I can't see. There's all this stuff on the screen, so I can't really see if I'm fitting when I fit into the frame. Okay, now I can see it. Alrighty, so you're going to walk to the front of your mat and come to a squat. And your squat could be modified. It's really going to depend on you. You know, you could sit on a block, just make sure it's not going to flip on you. Or you can come down into your squat, into a deep squat. And breathe, stretching your back. Deep breath in. Exhale. and then we'll come up. Now, what I'm looking at is the garland pose. I'm going to readjust this. Okay, I'm looking at the garland pose. Like I said, I'm really sorry. I just can't. Why can't I get that? Okay, I got it. All right. So the garland pose, if this is just really hard on your knees, I'm going to say we'll do it a certain way. And you're going to walk. We can do it together a certain way. Feet are together, the knees go wide, and you're bending. It's pretty easy. It's a modified form, and you reach. Your knees are bending, and they're going away. They're like bowing out, and you can reach hand to elbow or hand to shin, hand to like lower arm, yeah, and that might be it. And that could feel like a garland. You know, it's the wreath, the wedding wreath that people wore in Shakespeare's day, right? We've got a wedding. This whole play revolves around the marriage, Theseus and Hippolyta, I think. Reaching the arms up, and then let's come down. Bend the knees. And now, for some, like for me, my heels come up. For some can keep the heels down. And the feet are together, the knees are wide. If you're thinking, I can't do this, do the previous one, okay? And maybe you're like, oh yeah, I can do this, okay? Your knees have to be able to take it, all right? And then bring your hands to the outside ankle. And maybe your hands connect. You're going to lower your head. This is the malasana. The mala is the garland. Maybe your garland is made of baby's breath and evergreen leaves, ferns, who knows? Maybe it's made of jasmine blossoms. Okay, and then release and come on up. Help yourself up and come up. Good. Woohoo! As you come up, find you could do dancer's pose from where you're at or hang on to something. I'm actually going to go to a wall so that this can be more about a stretch, okay? So I'll lift this a little bit. I'm going to hold the windowsill. I'm going to reach, and I'm going to come into dancer's pose. We're going to do this twice. Second time around, I'm going to be in the middle of the room. But right now, let's say that you really, all you want to do is stretch your quad. That's great. You're hanging on to something, stretching your quad, okay? Use a strap or no strap. And some of you can come into the dancer's pose. I'm lowering, stretching, kicking my leg, stretching my quad. Lower, stand for a moment in mountain. Breathe in. Exhale. So of course I chose dancers because it's got that magicalness to it. You know, it's like the whole thing of, I'm thinking of the little forest nymphs dancing. Okay, grab hold of the other side, heel to buttock, knee pointing down. That might be exactly where you're at, or you're holding on to a ledge and maybe the edge of the sofa, a chair, a wall, and bring your knee up. And breathe. Ideally, hip is squared. I know my hip is open. See what is possible. Breathe in. Exhale. And come out. Good. And release. Okay, so now back at the center of your mat or off your mat. And again, we're going to go to the first side, hold. And if your dancer could be upright or moving forward and breathe. Deep breath in. Exhale. And pull a knee to chest. Other side. Holding. Reaching your arm up, kicking the leg back, and again, that might be it right there, or you're able to really kick back and breathe, deep breath in, Inhale. Woo. Balance. Good. And release. You have magical trees. Okay, magical trees. Oh, I forgot to pull the chest. Okay, magical trees. So here's what I would say. You could be right in the middle and just do a regular tree like you always do. You could maybe take your tree over to one side, but if you've got something to hang on to, your knee is at the knee closest to the wall is up, and you can take both arms over. I'm hanging on to the wall at first, but then maybe one hand releases, maybe the other arm releases. So I'm just giving you different options. I'm going to be in the middle. I kind of like this. So I just thought of this as a kind of a whimsical tree, a magical tree in this dream, this Midsummer Night's Dream. Breathe in. Exhale. And then you got trees going the other way. So let's do the other side. Foot comes up. Again, just do your regular, if you're like, I don't like this whimsical stuff when it comes to trees, don't do it, okay? And maybe you're like, oh, I like the idea of hanging onto a wall, or you're reaching up, reaching over. You can take thumbs to index fingers. Breathe in, feel free, feel whimsical, feel magical. An enchanted tree. Breathe in. Exhale. Good. And release. Come down. Are we having fun yet? So we have goddess pose, which is, again, you think of all these creatures of enchanted forests, satyrs and centaurs and what else? Nymphs. Mermaids are coming up. They're not of the forest, but we'll bring them into the forest. And nymphs and sprites, okay? So, and fairies and little people, okay? So here you are. You're coming into horse, so your legs have to be really strong. And we did this. There is some overlap, right, with the rainforest that we did on Tuesday. Bring your feet a little closer in. It looks like your alignment is off, but once you raise your heels, your alignment works. Arms are out to the side, right wrist over the other, fingertips like teacups, like spiders. You're going to reach down, drop down. Your head, you don't have to drop your head down, and here you are, heels way up high, breath in. Exhale. And then heels down, sweep the arms up, palms touch, arms are at the sides, bend your knees, raise your heels, left wrist over the other, fingertips reach down, you're in a deep squat, and breathe. Yep. So goddess, again, would denote something kind of magical, maybe, like, kind of, that beyond the human form, right? Beyond the human form. There we go. And then dropping down, not magical, but beyond the human form. How's that? Palms touching and hands to heart center. Walk your feet closer in together and take a moment. Close the eyes. Breath in. Exhale. You got hybrids, right? You have like centaurs that are part human and part horse. Well, we can be part human and part eagle. So your right foot is forward, left foot is back, and why not? Imagination is unlimited, limitless. And so your back heel, you know what? It's up to you. I'm going to have my heel up. You can have your back heel up or heel down. You're going to take your arms out to the sides. Your right leg is forward, left arm on top of the other. Oh, I have to have the heel down because I'm going to lean back. I need something to lean into. I need the back heel to lean into. Lift. See how you are both the warrior and the eagle morphed into one. Breathe in. Exhale, and then unwind. Let's take your right foot back and up into the air. Take your knee up high. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Guess what we have? Pigeon. You'll be so happy. Bhadra's humming with excitement. Knee forward. Lengthen. Look up. Exhale. Stretch your outer hip. Lower your head and breathe. So what I'm going to suggest is, there is actually a mermaid pose from here, but I'm putting a block underneath, just to make it easier. I'm going to put a block under the sitting bone. And if you want to try it, you might say, I'm going to just stay with the hip stretch. You bend your back knee. That's my left foot. I take left hand, left foot. And that might be it right there. Maybe you go further. You never know. Taking foot to inside elbow and bringing your hands together. Don't worry if you can't go there. I brought a block to make it easier for me. So I'm hoping that maybe that works for you. Okay. We're going to come out. And we're coming back to downward facing dog. Moving block out of the way. And then walk to the front of the mat. Take the arms up to standing. And hands are to heart center. Yep, and we have second side. I sure hope let me see. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so now I've got my left knee forward. I have to really think about that. Okay, and back heel is up initially. I'm going to take my arms. You can come up to warrior one. That's always very nice. And then the arms are out at the side. Now, your right arm over the other. You're like a half creature, right? So half one, half the other. You're half human, the warrior, and half of you is an eagle. It's like a centaur, half human form, half horse. And there you are, lifting up. And breathe. Drop down a little more into your left knee. And breathe. And then lower. And from here, we're going to take the left leg up into the air. Swing the leg up high. Bring your left knee forward. Of course, sitting on a block, we know threading the needle might just be the best way to do this. Exhale, lower. Lower your head. And breathe. So I'm going to say, stay low if that works better for you. I'm going to sit on the block to go further in this. And from here, I'm going to start to bend my back knee. It's my right knee, and right hand reaching for the foot. So I turn. And that might be it right there. It's a good quad stretch. Some of you can go deeper. You take your foot to the crook of the arm. And that might be it, because maybe you really need the hand to hold you. Or you reach up and you connect, okay? So I know that's much more advanced. Don't worry if you can't go there. It's not the end of the world. Breathe in. Exhale. Good. Mermaid. Another magical creature. So the breakdown of the human and the non-human world, yeah? And this metamorphosis, this constant metamorphosis that we have. So we're going to come out and go ahead and press on back, lengthen, stretch, lower. Let's go ahead. We're going to come forward. So I want to come forward, lower right onto your belly, and come to Sphinx. So once to Sphinx, lengthen, tops of the feet pushing down, and breathe. So we're going to lower, head is down, and breathe. And press up, stretching out your back. So I am thinking of, we have time, and this was on the plan, but I thought, I've really we've done some whimsical poses, but they're also not easy poses, so I tried to, break them down for you. I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to be delighted and going, this is fun. So I want to give you choices. One is that we would come to standing and work towards bird of paradise. And when I'm going to do it today, you could be in the middle of the room doing it, but I would think bring my foot on a wall or the back seat of, like the back of the sofa. Your foot could be on the bed, sort of like raised and held. And if not, then you might say, I'm just going to give you another option. Let's just say you're like, I've done so much of the standing. And maybe you'll work with a twist, and then when we're done, you'll go the other side. Maybe you liked wrapping, because that's very much connected to what we're going to do at the wall. So you have this choice to stay seated and to work that way, but you also have this choice of being at the wall. Once again, I'll just kind of bring my foot on the ledge. Okay. I also like my foot on the wall. And what I do is I bend, and I'm going to reach, that's my right leg. My right arm comes in front. A strap might come in handy, or maybe you connect your hands. So from the back, let me see. Okay, from the back, it would look like this. I'm holding, and I am connecting, okay? And the foot is pushing into the wall. So if you're in the middle of the room, that's your bird of paradise. I've always wondered, no one's ever told me, is it a bird or are we talking about the flower? And so Bhadra, I've seen the flower, the bird of paradise in India, so I've always thought it's the flower. And finally I looked it up and they said, it's whatever you want. It could be a whimsical bird. There is a bird of paradise that exists. It's an endangered species. And it's like on one of the South Sea islands, something like that. But it can be whatever you want. You can have a beautiful forest bird or a flower. Okay, let's come out. I think flower works because those flowers have stamen, and it could be your foot, your leg. Second side, once again, I'll move the camera, and you'll have your foot raised, and you'll bend your knee, and then for some, that's it. Some have a strap, holding a strap. Some can connect the hand, especially when the knee is bent. If you were able to do it sitting, you can do it standing. But then, of course, it goes, you saw what I was doing, right? I was like letting go of the wall, extending, or just hang on to the wall. Keep your foot to the wall. And breathe. So again, another kind of, I just thought, magical form, magical posture. Okay, releasing. We're coming onto our backs. Bring that down. And here. And once here, let's pull knees into chest. Relax your shoulders. Have your hands right onto your knees and make circles. Knees are together, knees in towards you, knees out to the sides. And then reverse, knees out to the side, knees in towards you, knees together. And soles of the feet are together. Bound angle, hands onto your belly, and breathe. And taking a moment to still the mind. The mind is moving more deeply into theta brain wave level activity. Theta is slow. It's not quite delta or dream state. It's very relaxed. You can be present. We're going to extend the legs one by one. It's a very healing place for the brain to be. You don't have to work anything out. You don't have to figure out or reminisce. You don't have to calculate, plan. You're simply going to be. There's so much activity, so many things that the mind engages in. And this is asking us to let go. The action here is to be. I would like you to take these next 4 minutes. Challenge yourself to be still, of body, mind. Completely relaxing the body. You will just ever so slowly begin to deepen the breathing. And begin to move your hands and your feet. Go ahead and roll to one side. And make your way to sitting. You're welcome to turn on your audio and your video.